Wow, that was a quite inspiring panel we just experienced. And I think my role now would be to explain in practice how to make Montenegro, which is aligned with the vision which has been presented by Prime Minister, the Montenegro that matters in energy regionally and within the European Union. And this topic and this challenge is quite important today, as recent turbulence in global oil and gas markets reminds us that as long as our economies in the region remain exposed to imported fossil fuels, they remain vulnerable to volatility, geopolitical pressure, and price shocks. That has very local consequences, unfortunately. Right now, businesses and communities across the region are increasingly uneasy about their ability to pay for essential services. Our systemic answer to this concern must be to protect and further drive the clean energy transition. The success of that will depend on doing the proper groundwork that provides predictability and affordability, two preconditions to be successful. As the region's growing unease makes clear, we still have work to do. Work that is simultaneously a climate necessity and a matter of security, resilience, and economic stability. I will start with predictability, the first condition. Our strategic direction is clear. The more the region advances in clean energy, electrification, and integration, the less exposed it will be to the fossil fuel turbulences in the future. However, before the transition framework is fully in place, stronger security of supply governance in oil and gas remains a necessary bedrock of stability. On oil, the priority is both urgent and straightforward. The Western Balkans must maintain and establish strategic reserves in line with the European Union stockholding obligations. These reserves are a fundamental safeguard against supply disruption. But today, no contracting party of the energy community in the region has reserves equal to 90 days of import or 60 days of consumption. The importance of building these reserves as soon as possible cannot be overstated. On gas, the region has work to do on dual front. First, it must integrate gas markets more closely with the EU, allowing gas from diversified sources to move more efficiently and to and through the region when supplies are short. Doing so will both help facilitate gas trade and optimize the use of gas infrastructure. And in this regard, I'm talking particularly about the underutilization of the Trans-Balkan pipeline, which remain a big asset for the region. And no less important priority for Western Balkan countries is to finish implementing EU security of supply rules. Gradual phasing out of the Russian gas is a bedrock of security and predictability. Complementary elements, such as the adoption of risk preparedness plans, designation of competent authorities, implementation of coordinated response measures, they are important, but they remain as the secondary measures. When the region decides to phase out the Russian gas and adopts this mechanism, we will be significantly less worried about sudden energy shortages. Our energy transition will be shielded from the kind of shocks that delay reforms and deter investments. I will now turn to the second condition, to the affordability. The clean transition will not succeed unless it delivers energy that is affordable for citizens and businesses, and a framework that is credible enough to attract long-term investment. This is important because the transition will only move at the required pace if customers are protected and investors have confidence to finance new infrastructure and generation facilities. Long-term affordability lies in deeper integration with the EU. A larger interconnected market attracts more suppliers, fostering competition and strengthening market dynamics. Stronger markets build investor confidence, unlocking new investment, reinforcing a cycle of growth, resilience, and affordability. As the share of domestic renewable electricity grows within an integrated market, the region also becomes less exposed to imported fuel price shocks. That makes market integration the single most important way we can shield the region from fluctuating energy prices and a critical buffer for region's energy transition. Right now, energy community countries can become fully integrated with the European Union's electricity market even before the day of accession. It is the most ambitious project that the energy community has coordinated in its 20-year-long history, and the most satisfying, as I must say, as it provides a full-fledged integration of the region with the biggest and the most liquid electricity market in the world. Two energy community contracting parties are leaders in this process, Serbia and Montenegro, and I want to congratulate Minister Shahmanovic for that achievement. I know he will be back. The clean transition cannot be reduced to set off the targets and should be reviewed simply as exercise in legislative compliance neither. The transition is rather a strategic opportunity. The region is uniquely placed for clean energy to flourish with its renewable resources, its closeness to the European Union market, and its potential to leapfrog from the current status to the decarbonized energy. The region's message, therefore, must be not hesitant. It should be unambiguously ambitious. Come and invest in our markets, connect to our systems, partner with us to deliver clean, competitive energy. Thank you very much for your attention.